What's happening, you beautiful Yorkshire Warriors? The transfer window is absolutely exploding, and your beloved Whites are right in the thick of the most intense 48 hours we've seen in ages. I'm telling you right now, what I'm about to reveal will have you jumping out of your seats, questioning everything you thought you knew about this summer's plans. We've got 3 absolutely massive bombshells that have just dropped, and they're all connected like pieces of a puzzle that will either make or break Leeds' Premier League dreams. First up, there's a defender situation that's got Daniel Farke pulling his hair out, and it involves a player who was supposed to be the perfect backup, but has just made a decision that's left the Whites scrambling. Then, we've got goalkeeper drama that's reaching fever pitch, and I'm talking about a potential signing that could either be a masterstroke or a complete disaster, with medical concerns that have the medical team working overtime. And finally, oh, Leeds faithful, this is where it gets absolutely mental. There's a left-back battle royal happening right now that involves 2 Premier League rivals who are trying to snatch away Leeds' primary target, and the consequences could reshape the entire left flank for next season. If you're not subscribed yet, smash that subscribe button, because this is the kind of inside information that separates real Leeds fans from the casuals. Hit that like button if you're ready for this roller coaster, and get ready to flood those comments, because you're going to have opinions about what I'm about to tell you. The first revelation involves a £5 million rated defender who was supposed to solve Leeds' depth problems, but Leeds faithful, this decision is going to shock you to your core. Right, Leeds faithful, here comes the first punch to the gut that nobody saw coming. Djouma Ba. Remember that name because this 18-year-old Sierra Leone international was supposed to be the answer to Leeds' defensive depth crisis, but he's just delivered a devastating blow to the Whites' summer plans. Picture this scenario. Leeds have got Jacobijo coming through the door any minute now for that massive 18.75 million fee, making him Slovenia's second most expensive transfer ever. But here's where it gets complicated. You beautiful Yorkshire souls. Farke knows he needs another centre-back because Max Wober's been told to pack his bags and find a new club, while James Debayo is sitting there with an unsigned contract offer that's been gathering dust for a month. Manchester City swooped in and grabbed Ba from Real Valladolid for £5 million back in January. And after his impressive loan spell at RC Lens, Leeds thought they had a real chance of bringing him to Elland Road. The kid was exactly what Leeds needed. Young, hungry, and willing to fight for his place in the Championship before potentially starring in the Premier League. But here's where it all goes wrong. Leeds faithful. Djouma Ba has made his decision, and it's not Leeds United. Southampton were already ahead in the race because they've got Will Still as their new manager, the same bloke who worked with Ba at Lens, but even Southampton can't compete with what's happening now. Lyon and Nice have swooped in like vultures, and Ba himself is leaning toward a move to Nice. Manchester City's hierarchy have decided that Ligue 1 is better for his development than the Championship, and that decision has left Leeds with a massive hole in their defensive planning. This is absolutely brutal for Leeds because finding a player willing to sit on the bench and be 4th choice centre-back is like finding a needle in a haystack. Ba might have been tempted by the Premier League promise, but the reality is he would have been fighting Joe Rodon, Bijol, and Pascal Struijk for game time. Now, Leeds are back to square one, and this rejection might actually force James Debayo's hand. Will he finally sign that contract and stay put? Or is he going to follow Ba's lead and look elsewhere? The domino effect of this decision is already starting, and it's about to get a whole lot worse. But Leeds faithful, if you think that's dramatic, wait until you hear about the goalkeeper situation that's got the medical team working overtime. Leeds faithful, hold on to your scarves because this goalkeeper situation is about to drive you absolutely mental. We all know Ilan Meslier has been struggling, the lad's confidence is shot, and Carl Darlow simply isn't Premier League quality. So who does Farke want to solve this crisis? Nick Pope, Newcastle's 33-year-old England international. But here's where this story gets absolutely wild. Nick Pope has just been through a knee injury nightmare that kept him out for over a month last season. The medical experts are crawling all over this potential signing like it's a bomb that could explode at any moment. Dr. Rajpal Brar, the injury specialist who knows more about broken footballers than anyone else in the business, has been examining Pope's medical records with a microscope. The good news? He reckons Pope should clear his medical without any major issues. The concerning news? Leeds are gambling their entire goalkeeping future on a 33-year-old who's already showing signs of wear and tear. Here's the kicker that will have you throwing your pint at the TV. Newcastle have already rejected Leeds' approach for Nick Pope. St James's Park told the Whites to get lost because Pope doesn't even want to leave. Why would he? Newcastle qualified for the Champions League while Leeds are still scrapping in the Championship. But Leeds faithful, this is where it gets interesting. Pope played 28 out of Newcastle's 38 Premier League games, which means he missed 10 matches. For a goalkeeper, that's a red flag the size of Yorkshire. Dr. Bra says he played the last 3 months without problems, but what happens if that knee gives out again? The brutal reality is that Leeds need a new goalkeeper this summer, and Pope might be their best realistic option. Aaron Ramsdale from Southampton is being mentioned as an alternative, but that's going to cost serious money that Leeds might not have after splashing £18.75 on Bijo. Here's the £1 million question. If Leeds can't get Pope and can't afford Ramsdale, are they seriously going to trust Meslier for another season? The lad's been a disaster, and Darlow couldn't stop a beach ball if his life depended on it. This goalkeeper situation is a ticking time bomb, and every day that passes without a resolution is another day closer to potential catastrophe. But Leeds faithful, if you think the Pope drama is stressful, wait until you hear about the left-back battle that's about to tear your hearts out. Right then, Leeds faithful, this is it. This is the moment that could define Leeds United's entire season, and I'm not exaggerating when I say your club is about to go to war with 2 Premier League rivals over the one player who could transform that left flank. Gabriel Gudmundsson. Write that name in permanent ink because this Swedish international from Lille is the man Daniel Fark desperately wants to replace Junior Firpo, who's already packing his bags for Real Betis. But here's where this story becomes an absolute nightmare. Everton and Burnley have just declared war on Leeds United. Think about this for a second. You beautiful Yorkshire Warriors, Gabriel Gudmundsson is in the final year of his contract at Lille, exactly like Biol was at Udinese. The 15-time Sweden international has already admitted he's very likely to leave this summer, and his numbers are absolutely sensational. At Lille alone, he's played 137 games with 4 goals, 3 assists, and 40 clean sheets. But here's what's going to make your blood boil. Everton and Burnley aren't just random competitors. These are the clubs that Leeds will be fighting against for Premier League survival next season. Everton have got Angus Kinnear, who jumped ship from Elland Road to Goodison Park, and he knows exactly what Leeds are planning. Talk about inside information being used against you. And Burnley, Scott Parker's team were direct rivals for Leeds during the 24-25 season, and now they're trying to steal the one player who could solve Leeds' left-back crisis. This isn't just transfer competition, this is psychological warfare. Gabriel Gudmundsson averaged a goal or assist every 166.7 minutes at Lille, and kept a clean sheet every 186.7 minutes. Those numbers would transform Leeds' defensive stability and attacking threat down the left flank. But Leeds Live are reporting that the Whites aren't even close to a deal, while their Premier League rivals are circling like sharks. The brutal reality is this: if Leeds lose Gudmundsson to Everton or Burnley, they're not just losing their primary left-back target, they're handing a massive advantage to their direct competitors. Imagine watching Gudmundsson tear Leeds apart while wearing an Everton or Burnley shirt. That's the nightmare scenario that's keeping Fark awake at night. Junior Firpo is already gone, Manor Solomon needs replacing, and the entire left flank is crying out for reinforcement. If Leeds can't secure Gabriel Gudmundsson, they'll be going into the Premier League with a massive weakness that every opponent will exploit. This is crunch time, Leeds faithful. Your club is fighting battles on multiple fronts: defensive depth, goalkeeper crisis, and now a left-back war with Premier League rivals. The next few weeks will determine whether Leeds emerge as genuine contenders or struggle to survive. Hit that like button if you're as frustrated as I am, subscribe for more explosive Leeds transfer news, and tell me in the comments, which of these 3 situations worries you the most? Are you confident Leeds can win the Gudmundsson battle, or are you already preparing for disappointment? The window is heating up, and Leeds United are right in the middle of the storm, marching on together. But where exactly are we marching?